Hello Taurus, this is your September forecast. This is one power month, Taurus. We've got eclipses, got an extra new moon, Mercury retrograde, and Jupiter, the planet ruling fortune, abundance, wealth, growth, changes sign. So let's see what all of this means for you. On the very first of the month, starts out with a bang, with a new moon solar eclipse happening here in your 5th house. As you can see, there's a big focus, certainly for the first part of this month, Taurus in this 5th house. So this is all about new beginnings in finding your creativity, finding what gives you pleasure. If you're working for somebody else and you're not enjoying it, why don't you start thinking about starting your own business? This solar eclipse will certainly trigger thoughts, ideas, possibilities. Maybe you could do something on the side. New moon solar eclipse, for those of you that are looking for this, it can mean a child, something to do with children, with youngsters. It's a good time to do anything cultural, anything that takes you to the theatre, to the art gallery, to music, to entertainment of any kind. It's time to be entertained. It's time to recognise that fun must be an important part of your life. This is what this new moon solar eclipse is triggering for you. Remember, solar eclipses take effect for up to 6 months. So don't be surprised if you're triggered many times over the next few months to really notice, am I enjoying myself right now? Or am I making this difficult? How could I make this easier? How could I make this fun? These are all questions to ask yourself with all this activity happening over there in your 5th house. On the 10th of the month, we've got Jupiter changing sign. Jupiter has been in your 5th for a year, now goes into your 6th until October the 10th of 2017, joining Venus for the first part of this month. So Jupiter is a planet of growth, of expansion, of learning, of wisdom. And in your 6th house, it's an expansion of your work, so some of you may change direction of your work altogether. You may expand what you're doing in your work area. It also rules everything to do with your health. Now, Jupiter sometimes helps you to put on weight, yes, because it expands things. But also, it's a wonderful time for those of you maybe looking for healing, looking for more balance in your body. The Jupiter energy can really enable you to get yourself into a better alignment, can show you where you are not in alignment, and can bring you either professionals or people to help you, or ideas that you find serendipitously and you just find solutions to things maybe that have been bothering you, or even just a boost with your energy levels, noticing what you're doing with your time. Are you feeling energized most of your day? And if you're not, why not? Really look into that and see, Jupiter, what you can learn to change that so that your health can move to a much higher level, your energy can move to a much stronger level during this transit of Jupiter for the next year. Then on the 16th of the month, we've got a lunar eclipse happening over here in your 11th house, opposite the solar eclipse that we had on the 1st. So this one on the 16th, joining Neptune. This is shining a light for you on your social circle, on your friends. Maybe a relationship, something in a relationship comes to a head, maybe even a completion. Maybe you just realize that you don't have as much in common as you used to, or you're just going in different directions. It's also a lunar eclipse looking at you, where do you fit into a community? Not necessarily an organised community, but each one of us needs to feel as though we're contributing. So this lunar eclipse may just shine a light on possibilities of ways in which you can feel as though you're contributing more. Maybe volunteering, maybe helping, maybe writing, speaking out. There are so many ways this can happen, but that lunar eclipse may well trigger that. On the 23rd of the month, Mercury goes direct. So this bodes well now for any kind of communications, easier to have discussions, good time after the 23rd to make any kind of travel plans, and also it just eases up everything to do with connections, and also anything to do with technology should be getting a lot easier after the 23rd of the month, and good time after then to sign any important contracts. On the 24th of the month, we've got Venus, lovely, lovely, going into your 7th house of relationships. This is a wonderful placement for it. This could bring you a lovely new relationship, a love relationship for those of you looking for it. Just somebody nice coming into your life. Could be just a nice new friend, a companion. So really important, Taurus, to put yourself into places where you may in fact meet somebody like that, or at least in your consciousness. Think to yourself, well, Venus is in my 7th, so I'm going to look out for I'm going to make it my intention to meet some really lovely people, or even just one lovely person. And on the 28th of the month, we've got Mars going into your 9th house, energizing everything to do with higher learning. So you might decide you want to take a course or a serious course of study, or you might decide you're going to do some trainings, coaching, mentoring, teaching. It's also a great time for putting energy into anything in the metaphysical realm, esoterics, astrology, this kind of a thing. And it's wonderful, of course, for travelling, planning trips, going out there and meeting again some new people. And finally, on the very last day of the month, on the 30th of the month, we've got a new moon happening in your 6th house, joining Jupiter there, your 6th house of work. So maybe a new opportunity comes to you, a new job, a new possibility, or something new. You decide to really do that exercise, you decide you're going to do the yoga, you're going to do the diet, and this would be a really good time for those new intentions to really plant those seeds so that they can grow. So I wish you a wonderfully powerful month. Remember, because the eclipses are in mutable signs, Taurus, to try to stay fluid and flexible. I know that's not the easiest for you, but if you can just surrender when things begin to start to feel as though they're getting difficult, just surrender and let go a little bit. Don't try to push in one particular direction, especially if it's not going for you. Maybe you need to think of another way. So when you release and let go for a little while, something new can come in and make your life a whole lot easier. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful September.